With Hotori's banner coming in within a week, and with new characters like Lacrimosa and Chaos already being drip marketed on the official NTE Twitter, it's time to really sit down and consider which are the best characters to go for and plan for pulling. These are really popular characters, especially with the gorgeous Hotori and the airheaded Lacrimosa. So do use the timestamps for convenience, and yep, let's get into it. Just real quick before we start, if you're looking for the best deals for top-ups in games like Neverness to Everness, I'd like to share with you the website I usually use, which is Loot Bar. Loot Bar is very direct. They offer the best prices for the same top-ups you'd find in-game. You can see how much you save right beside the price tag here. You can actually save quite a good amount, up to 25% if you register now with my link and use those new user coupons too. What's best for me is how easy it is to set up. Simply click on my link in the description, register an account if you don't have one yet, select any bundles you would like, complete the payment, choose self top-up, log into your account. Now this is secured since it is set up as a one-time cloud device, so you don't gotta worry about that. You'll then see your account in-game on the browser, go to the store and click on the bundle you purchased. You'll be able to redeem it right away, and voila, you'll have your resources. Then simply log out, your data will be automatically cleared. I've been using Loot Bar for almost 2 years now, and I have had no issues, and they also have thousands of great reviews on Trustpilot. Loot Bar's been around the block. They're also used by multiple other big name creators too, so yep, no complaints from me. Just as a side note, Loot Bar also has official CD keys on sale for some really big Steam games like Art Raiders. You get up to 80% off plus extra 20% cashback for these keys, so yeah, check it out. If you're interested, click my link in the description and give Loot Bar a shot. It does help me out a ton as well, so I'd appreciate that. Now then, let's actually start by weighing in on the closest upcoming banner first, which we know will be Hotori. We'll actually start with the summary. Hotori is actually a very worthy pull for a lot of characters. I'll be showing you her kit information and footages that I can find online from mainly the beta server from before, just for a better visual representation, but do note that things might change. In any case, to start with the conclusion, Hotori is a Cosmos element sub-DPS/support. She has an insanely strong full time stop mechanic that looks incredible. Her current best use case will be in a Nanally, Julian, and MC Blossom team, where Hotori actually has a passive that prevents the Blossom Vita buds from being paused during time stops. This explains how Hotori does have a direction of aiding the Blossom team the most, given she's also from the Cosmos element and she's able to trigger Esper cycles with the Blossom teams. Hotori's main value will definitely revolve around her ultimate with a pretty lengthy 10-second time stop effect. This time stop will pretty much lock out any enemies from moving, and even if you attack them, they cannot move and they cannot even be displaced. Even the time countdown in endgame stages will be paused during this alt duration, and during this alt duration you cannot actually swap off of Hotori, which allows you to just do the most damage with her. And hey, in the end though, you quite literally don't lose any value and time anyway from doing this, and that is exactly why Hotori is just more value than anything else. The reason why I'd say Hotori is a very worthy pull for most players is because of the fact that a lot of players already have went for the strongest damage dealer right now, which is Nanally. And guess what? Nanally has a passive that helps enhance the Blossom effect. Same case with Juliet, which means they're both perfectly designed to work with Hotori in a full Blossom team, where Hotori also allows the Blossom effects Vita buds to continually attack even during Hotori's time stop. Given Nanally is the strongest damage dealer right now, Hotori will be able to put this team even farther ahead, allowing for you to dominate any content with this team for sure. Of course, until the next big archetype is released, but more on that later. In any case, Hotori's sheer ability to activate the time stop is an insanely valuable mechanic for not even just the Nanally Blossom team. You can consider using her with the Hathor Nanally Charge team as well. You see, Hotori also has a copying mechanic that allows her to copy 3 of her other allies' skill and most of their effects too. The way she does it is when Hotori uses her ultimate, she'll be able to release all the copied skills from her allies during her own ultimate. Why this is so good is specifically Hotori is able to copy the MC's skill and essentially gain you instantly max cycle gauge for you to swap right off of Hotori after her ult duration ends, and that will trigger an easy Esper cycle effect to get to the charge effect, or just have the Blossom effect from the get-go. And that is a really helpful thing to help out getting to like the triple element effects, since they usually do take a long time to do. Outside of like a full perfect synergistic team though, there are also just general ways to use Hotori from just using her time stop. You can just force her in multiple different teams. Even if she doesn't exactly have perfect Esper cycle triggers with some teams, she could just open up faster clears or at least safer clears for any players, any teams, any situations, just with that time stop. And that is why I think Hotori is a very worthy pull for a lot of players. You won't be regretting pulling pulling her. But before we say she's an absolute must pull, let's take a look at the other options. Right after Hotori's banner, we'll likely see Lacrimosa and Chaos, which are both drip marketed on the official Twitter. While we're not able to see much of their kit yet, at least officially, we know for a fact Lacrimosa, for starters, is of the Chaos element. I just realized how Chaos is the new character, and it's also named after the element Chaos in this game, but that's not too important. In any case, Lacrimosa is one of the most popular and loved characters of NTE. Her story is hilarious and cute, and we actually got to use her in some of the story combat. Based on the information from previous beta, Lacrimosa is one of the core characters for the Chaos element related team. Lacrimosa's main mechanic will involve stacking strong Chaos element dot effects while having a strong passive to boost the effects of the Discord Esper cycle. That directly means Lacrimosa's best team will have relation to the Queen of Discord and parries, which is the only other Chaos element character in the game right now, namely Daffodil. Do know that these are information from the previous beta, so things may change, but generally the direction will likely be similar, where Lacrimosa is obviously going to be a character that is introduced as one of the new archetypes or team that's related to the Chaos element and the Discord Esper cycle. We already see Hotori and Nanally basically completing the Blossom archetype, and Lacrimosa with the Chaos element is likely to be the next one up that completes the Chaos element playstyle with Discord. What you should know is though, Blossom is a fairly strong team against most scenarios. Discord in particular though is especially incredible against like boss fights. Depending on the boss, you might just make it a parry fest with Daffodil, continually breaking bosses while dealing explosive damage from the passives of everyone in that team. At the same time, Lacrimosa will be dealing high dot damage as well, and that sounds like an insanely fun and explosive team. That might also be a reason that could convince one to skip everybody and go for Lacrimosa. But with games like NTE, with how important elements and Esper cycles are, it's more important to collect a complete team for sure. So generally, I do think that should be your way of thinking, complete a team archetype, right? But the best recommendation I have is to hold on to your polls until official information is released and then make an informed decision. However though, if you're just looking for the Chaos team, you just love it and you're committing anyway, do prepare for Lacrimosa and Daffodil instead and prioritizing that. Finally though, we do have to look at Chaos as well, not the element but the new character Chaos. He's of the Lakshana element instead, and we have even less understanding on what he could bring to the table as of now. With the Lakshana element, we're looking at a potential synergy with the Charge Esper cycle, so he could actually also help out Hotori and Nanally in a Charge team, making that team even better. But that is just pure guessing. He might just do something completely different. I don't think he was in the previous beta, so it's definitely the one with the most question marks here. But hey, we already have enough on our plates to worry about, because we also gotta consider Nanally that is up right now. If you are for some reason still not having Nanally yet, I suppose it is still like the best case scenario, since now you get to think about either going all in for Hotori and Nanally for the Blossom setup, or going for Lacrimosa only with a Daffodil on your account for the full Chaos element Discord team setup. Well, I say full, but I definitely don't think they're completed yet. It might be a team that gets completed in the future. I'll say the ideal is to go for both, since you do need two teams for the endgame stages anyway. But I get it though, we might not get enough pulls. My personal recommendation is to generally at least get one copy of Hotori, since she's the most versatile so far, with a literal impossible kit to undervalue with the time stop at the very least. Like, you can put her in any team, the time stop's just going to be good for certain cases. Some teams more perfect than some others. Getting Nanally though would be a very good package to use alongside Hotori if you would just like to guarantee a team that can beat anything. The Blossom team with two limited characters, definitely beating everything. I recommend Lacrimosa for players that are going for the Chaos element team, with still some question marks here and there though. We don't know how good it'll be yet, but generally speaking, if you're already dried out with Nanally and Hotori, well, there's not much choice now, is there? You would have to skip Lacrimosa or start swiping your card. If you're just thinking about immediate impact right now though, Nanally Hotori will be the strongest option. You'll beat everything with it. You will not have any issues. Lacrimosa though still has some thinking needed. The Chaos element so far only has Daffodil as the other character, while there are not enough strong Psyche element characters either yet to really make that team more explosive compared to the Nanally squad. That doesn't mean that team is bad, it just means they're in a state of still growing. They might get way better in the future, but even for right now though, with just Daffodil, some boss fights are a landslide victory for her if you play her well. You do have to land your parries though, and they'll only get more satisfying with Lacrimosa. That doesn't mean that team is faultless though. There's some consistency issues, especially with like trying to land the Psyche Esper cycles in order to get to the Discord. It's not exactly as consistent as can be right now, and I'm sure Lacrimosa might make it better, but I definitely don't think that team is completed yet with just adding Lacrimosa in the fray. So there's also a chance of considering waiting for the whole Chaos element team to be completed in the future, which likely chance is they might run a rerun of Lacrimosa when the full team's ready in the future, so players can pull for everything. But we have never got to see a rerun being made by NTE yet, so we don't know how they go about doing reruns. So yeah, it is kind of hard. I do think the best case is to just secure one really strong team with Hotori plus Nanally. So no matter what happens, you have this team that you can fall back on. You can always save for like the next obvious strong character whenever they're released. They're going to get stronger for sure. It's just how the game works. The longer you play the game, the stronger and more OP the character becomes. So in the end though, don't stress it too much. That genuine best advice is to pull for who you love. You'll never lose. In any case though, I think I'll be getting all of them, especially the ladies. I mean, they look just too wonderful. I'll be covering all of NTE, so do follow the channel if you like simple and direct content like these with some occasional fun ideas. I hope I was able to help you out. And do let me know who are you going to be pulling for the next banners, and take care.